What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at Nike's newest race day shoe, the Nike Vaporfly 4, and getting some initial impressions, take it for a spin, tell you a little bit about the ride. The previous iteration of the Nike Vaporfly, the Vaporfly 3, had a 40 millimeter stack height in the rear and a 32 millimeter stack height in the forefoot for a 8 millimeter drop. That's also the same drop that you'll see on the Nike Alphafly 3. Now, with the introduction of the Nike Alphafly 3 and them continuing on with the Vaporfly series, people are wondering kind of what's the purpose of each shoe. The Alphafly 3 is great at a number of distances. The Vaporfly was their original super shoe that people were taking to the marathon distance. However, this new model has 35 millimeters of stack height in the rear, and I believe it's 35 and 29 millimeters in the forefoot, creating a 6 millimeter drop, which is the first time Nike's done that in a race day shoe. Typically, their race day shoes have an 8 millimeter drop, and their trainers always 10 millimeter drop. But with them reducing the stack height in the rear, kind of feel like they're leaning into the purpose of the Vaporfly. It's their lighter shoe. We're thinking that they're going to be, positioning this as their half marathon shoe, or half marathon and below, whereas the Alphafly, having the 40 mils of stack in the rear, is just a little more equipped for the marathon distance. At least that's what it seems like they're doing. So as you can see with this heel flare geometry, the Vaporfly is, taking some of the characteristics that were introduced with the Alphafly 3. The heel flare extending out past the heel of the foot. This one now does the same thing, but lower stack height. I like some of the details right there. I'm not sure if you guys could see that, but it says the original super shoe. This is the lightest race day shoe, I think, at the moment, outside of the Adidas Adizero Evo. Yeah, let's get these guys on the scale and just show you how much they weigh. All right, so let's get the scale on. All right. 174 grams in a men's size 9.5 US. What's that in ounces? 6.15 ounces. So that's super light here. For comparison, let's throw on the Nike Alphafly. Also a very light race day shoe. 7.6 ounces for the Nike Alphafly, or 216 grams. Again, this is a men's US size 9.5. I'm gonna break out one more shoe for comparison. Be right. All right, so here we have the Metaspeed Edge Paris. Before I got this shoe, the Nike Vaporfly 4, this was the lightest shoe that I've ever worn or ever seen. So let's see how much this guy weighs. 193 grams in a men's size 9.5, and in ounces 6.8 ounces, which is still super light. But as you can see, the Nike Vaporfly is coming in about 20 grams lighter, I believe. Let's see that. Let's double check. 174. 193, so about 19 grams lighter. And the Metaspeed Edge Paris, for me, I've ran a half marathon in this guy. Very narrow platform. I mean, this shoe is super fast. But one of the issues I had was that it is extremely narrow, and for me, that brings a bit of instability. So if we put that there, we could kind of compare the base of this guy to it. So just as narrow in the heel, I'd say, a little bit narrower in the midfoot, but that forefoot is quite a bit wider on the Vaporfly, and that's, you know, that's Nike. They're encouraging that forefoot strike, which is not a bad thing, but it all depends on the runner, right? So anyway, that's it for the comparisons. Gonna lace this guy up and take it for a quick run. All right, I went back from the run. The run was 5.66 miles, 49 minutes, 54 seconds. Average pace about 8:49. This is probably my last speedier run for the week, because I have a half marathon this Saturday. But so yeah, I wasn't trying to go too crazy. Did about like 1.3 miles to warm up. I was pretty much just running to the trail by my house, and then once I got to the trail, I did a 3-mile tempo at half marathon pace. But yeah, man, the shoes were awesome. Not completely convinced I'd like to run a half marathon in these. We'll talk more about that in a second. All right, so that was 5.6 miles in the brand new Nike Vaporfly 4. What can I say about this shoe? This shoe wants you to run really fast. I had trouble warming up in this shoe because as soon as I started running, it wanted me to hold a much quicker pace than I wanted to. Just some stats about me. I'm 5'6", 190 pounds. I'm a very average runner. Goals to run a sub 4 by the end of the year, and I have a half marathon this Sunday, and my goal is to run about 1:50 or faster. So my half marathon pace is like 8:23, which is what I hit in the workout, right? I did a warm-up 3-mile tempo at half marathon pace, and then the cool down, right? And so warming up, this shoe immediately was very difficult to control. Something about the geometry of the shoe has you popping off the forefoot really nicely. When you are doing that, when you are forefoot striking, the shoe just works perfectly. However, landing in the midfoot or the heel later on in the run towards the cool down, once form started to degrade, I felt myself hitting more back here. I don't know if you could see there. I was hitting a little bit more towards the rear, and the shoe did not feel great when you're hitting the rear, the heel back here or the midfoot. It did not feel good. It really felt good only when you're popping off the forefoot, which is what the shoe wants you to do. With that being said, I don't know if I am fast enough to to want to run in this shoe for the half marathon. Similar issue I had with this guy. This guy is extremely fast shoe, super light, just like the Vaporfly. However, the foam and the plate was a bit too aggressive for me. By the end of the half marathon I ran in this, I ran an 1:52. By the end of that marathon, I just wanted to get these shoes off my feet. And similar feeling with these guys. Not that I wanted to take them off my feet by the end of this run, but I have a feeling it would feel like that towards the end of the half marathon for me. With that being said, for me, it may be a 10K, 5K shoe, 10-mile shoe, 15K, whatever. I'm not sure if I'm ready to run the half marathon in these. Alpha Fly, totally different. In the case of the Alpha Fly, I've done multiple long run workouts, and the shoe is very comfortable, extremely bouncy with this air pod in the front. And that just goes to show like the difference little things can make. So similar to what the Metaspeed Edge and Sky are doing. Nike seems to be doing something similar where this plate drops down a little bit lower towards the bottom, so you get this much cushion between your forefoot and the plate. That's exactly what the Metaspeed Edge does. They have this marking here. So if you see right here, this where the black and this highlighter yellow or lime or whatever you want to call it, that's where the plate goes. So it swoops down, starts up here, swoops down lower, so you get some cushion between the forefoot and that and the plate. And what they say that's supposed to do is to help you with your cadence and help the forefoot pop off. Whereas the Metaspeed Sky, the plate's a little bit higher. Now the Nike is doing something very similar, where the plate sets a little bit higher, just above these AirPods, and then you have a little bit, so you have foam, plate, AirPod, and more foam in the rear as well. And with that, it gets you a good bounce, probably better for stride runners. And I just found myself able to lock into a rhythm with these easier than these. These wanted me to run faster than I wanted to. When I was going for a half marathon pace, like I said, for me, it's like 8:23. As soon as I started running with, good form, this thing was getting me down to 7:30s, 7:40s. Eventually I slowed down and was able to hit the pace that I wanted for the 3 miles, but that's not what the shoe wants to do. The shoe wants to go faster. Where with this one, I found it really easy to lock into a pace. So with that being said, that's about all the insights I have for today with the Nike Vaporfly 4. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment if you'd like, and there'll be more insights to come the more I run in the shoe and take it for workouts. But thanks for watching, guys. Later.